Come on in, Primetime Squad. What's going on? Happy Sunday. Almost Monday. It doesn't seem like a Sunday to me. I've been busy, super busy all week. So I can't tell what day it is. But happy Sunday, everybody. Come on in. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Thank you so much. I see the likes are already coming in. Make sure you share this video out if you have the opportunity. If you have a community tab, please feel free to share this out on your Facebook, on your Twitter, or on your YouTube community tab. Thank you so much. And everybody come on in so we can get started on this review of Basketball Wives. And today we're going to be reviewing Season 8, Episode 3. And it has went down on Basketball Wives. OG is a little vocal this season. I'm sure you guys can agree. She is a little more vocal than she has been, since she's been on this show. And it didn't went down. Thank you, Jay Lathern09, for sharing my video out on your community tab. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let me turn my notifications off on my phone. Hey, Jay Lathern. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you, and thanks for the likes, you guys. Come on in. Make sure y'all pack those like buttons down. Hit that like button. Thank you. I appreciate it. Again, we're going to be discussing Basketball Wives Season 8, Episode 3. Okay, sorry. I got a text from my job that I've been at all week. And now they want to text me when I'm off of work. Okay. Now, y'all let me know how y'all felt about this last episode. Because, a lot of people were kind of pissed at OG. What's her name? Ogum? I think she's from Jamaica or somewhere like that. Some people are pissed at OG. And we're going to speak about it. Matter of fact, let me enter this in right here. Okay. Yes, her real name is Ogum, but they call her OG. Last name Chadundo. But yeah, remember, she is a member of the Los Angeles Temptation, the female league, female lingerie league. So yeah, last season I used to joke around about her a lot because I'm like, this lady, she's built like a brick house. And on top of that, she's a football player. And the way she be tackling those women on that football field, I'm like, boy, if you ain't ready, don't step up to OG if you ain't ready. But yeah, so she's a little more vocal this season, and she is also really close to Cece this season. As far as Kristen goes, Ogum is still in her feelings about, last season when Cece and her was arguing or, had a dispute, and Kristen kept telling her things like, talk to me when you get married, talk to me when you have children, talk to me. She was throwing it up in her face that, she didn't have children, she wasn't married, she didn't have a family, and on top of that, remember her boyfriend, who she's now engaged to. Her boyfriend and her had a long distance relationship. OG was playing football over here in the States, and her boyfriend was playing basketball overseas. So they had a, long distance relationship and weren't able to see each other a lot. So yeah, Kristen used to throw that up in her face last season, and OG's still in her feelings about that. And honestly, I have forgot all about that altercation. I mean, my main focus when they came back this year was to see how Jen and Shawnee and Evelyn's relationship would work out, this season. Hey, Miss Natalie Nolans, how you doing, sweetheart? Miss Natalie Nolans, I know you're down there probably enjoying every bit of Essence. Are you not? Are you not? I wish I could have came this year. I am planning to come next year. And I'm going to be going live like the whole entire time that I'm going to be down there. But so is it like the people in New Orleans, do they get so used to it that they don't always attend every year? Or you just decided not to go this year? Let me know, hunty. Let me know. Oh, I didn't put my Kleenex in the other room. Exactly. Okay. That's cool. Next year, I'm going to try to go, and I'm going to put that on my bucket list because I haven't been to one yet. So I'm definitely going to try to go next year, and I'm going to make sure that you know so that you can take me on a tour of the city and everything. But yeah, these basketball wives. Oh my God. Okay. At the beginning. When Shawnee, remember last episode, Jen kind of had a moment. She broke down. She started crying, because she's still blaming her behavior on her mother's death. Her mom passed away a few years ago, so she's still kind of blaming her mother's death. Blaming her behavior on that. But, and Shawnee, at the end of last episode, she was like, oh, or the beginning of this episode, she was like, oh, now I have to give you a hug because she's crying. And, Shawnee, Shawnee works on emotions as well. Shawnee is one of the ones in here that works on emotions. Malaysia's another one, works on emotions. And she saw Jen and she saw her distraught and crying and sad and stuff. And she just, oh, I got to give you a hug. Now I got to give you a hug. Evelyn, Evelyn, on the other hand, I'm glad she can see right through the BS, because it's like, okay, Jen, like Evelyn said, okay, I get it. When parents die, especially your mother, when your parents die, you get emotional. Everybody takes, a loss differently. Everybody grieved differently. But she said, when your mother, when you started dissing my motherhood and dissing my daughter and talking about my daughter being, a whore, being on drugs, basically taking care of my responsibilities and saying I couldn't take care of my own kids and my daughter was paying my bills and, basically raising her kids while Evelyn was out there doing whatsoever with whosoever. She was like, your mother was alive. So what's the next excuse? And I'm like, I'm so glad somebody, brought that up. Evelyn was like, no, come again, next. And she's still not standing up in her truth. She's still not, admitting to her faults. Nothing. She's just like in denial still about everything. But, Shawnee gave her a hug, and, at the Crystal event, Shawnee had gave her a hug. And Jen, she's still trying to play on people's emotions, not wanting to stand up in her truth, not want to tell the truthful version, which was basically, okay, I was talking about you and your daughter, Ev, which, remember, Ev's daughter is Jen's godchild. And the truth is, she was just, talking about her and her daughter. That was how she felt. People don't want to say how they really feel. Like, okay, they want to tell everybody else and gossip about it, but she didn't want to tell Evelyn how she really felt. And I guess probably because it might have interfered with their relationship. They was already trying to get back on track because they had fell out before, and then was trying to get back on track, and then Evelyn finds out, oh, Jen is talking all this mess about you, and I thought we put everything on the table. Jen should have put all that on the table then, how she felt about Evelyn being a mother, or lack of motherhood. But anyhow, you know how these ladies are. They love to talk behind each other's back. And then in each other's face, it's all, oh, I didn't say anything. Or like Jen, I didn't say anything. I don't know what you're talking about. No, they're lying. That's Jen. That's how she's always been. She be killing me when she be doing that too. Like, no, I didn't say that. YS Brooks, you said the same thing last week. Hey, Glazies and YS, what's going on? Okay, Glazies, I think the Nightbot, I'm gonna have to time him out for right now because let's see, remove. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to time the Nightbot out. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many emojis? I think you're not supposed to get timed out until you use over 12 emojis. So I don't know what's up with Nightbot. I'm gonna have to check into that. But anyway, I removed him for now. But you said you're jumping in the shower, but here listening and supporting. Thank you, Glazies. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, honey. But yeah, YS Books, you said the same thing last week. I swear, Jen, girl, child. Why OG up there talking about Cece, I mean, Kristen is so fake and, fraudulent and stuff. That could be, Jen as well. Fake, fraudulent, and liar. So, yeah, Jen still fits in those categories as well. But, Tammy's husband, well, ex-husband, my bad. Tammy's ex, Kenny Anderson, that was really, really sad to hear that he had, suffered a massive stroke. His daughter, the one that Tammy was talking to about the situation, you can tell that she's really going through it because her daughter, basically her daughters, both of her daughters are Kenny's daughters. So, and they don't really have a relationship with their dad. So, obviously, there's not that father-daughter type of thing going on with them, which made it more sad because, as her daughter was saying, being that they haven't had that type of relationship with each other, and then to find out that he had suffered from a massive stroke, which could have killed him. And her daughter's, she was trying to be strong. That daughter in particular reminds me a lot of Tammy. Because she's always trying to, hold it together and stuff. Like Tammy, she tries to hold it together. Sometimes she tries to keep things from herself. Like, for instance, her marriage. She still hasn't told the ladies that she's married right now. But, she tries to keep things to herself and try to hold her emotions in. But her daughter, she started to really show, that she's really sad and upset about it. Because it's like, when you don't have that relationship and a parent dies or gets really sick, it's like, okay, there's a lot of unspoken words, a lot of things that haven't been said. You feel bad because you never had that relationship where it's like, okay, my father's sick. Should I feel real bad because, he's my father? Or should I feel bad because we never had a father-daughter relationship? So I can feel her. I can definitely feel where she's coming from because I wasn't raised without my father. I wasn't raised with my father as well. I had a stepdad. So I definitely, feels where she's coming from. But then, Tammy, she was making it very clear. I like the fact that she made it very clear and she put it out there because Tammy, when she started getting emotional, it's like, okay, this is her ex. She's married to Kenny. They recently just got married. Nobody knows yet besides her daughters. But she just recently got married to Kenny and been with him for some years. But when she started crying, when she started talking about, Reggie, my bad. She's married to Reggie and has been dating him for years. But when she started crying because of the fact that her daughter's father, Kenny, had a stroke. She made it very clear, these are not tears because I'm still in love with him. You know how it is. You have children by somebody, you break up, no matter how bad it is. Sometimes you still have love for that person because they are the reason why you guys have those beautiful children that you have. So, you know, she was making it very clear, these is not tears because I was in love, but you know, this is my ex who I was with for a very long time. I have children with him, and you have the right to get emotional, you know, over something terrible happening to, you know, the father of your children or the mother of your children, you know. And it's really sad when stuff happens like that, because you start thinking about everything you've had, everything you didn't get a chance to have, and then on top of that, you know, dealing with her daughters, trying to be their support, you know, because they're emotional because of their father, you know, being sick and in the hospital. And Tammy was like, he can't use a certain side of his face, the right one of his eyes he can't see out of, one side of his face, you know, he can't, like, you know, move too well, and trying to eat, he's trying to do everything, you know, trying to function, learn to function again, you know. But then her daughter, when she had told Tammy she needed to quit smoking, Tammy was like, I done tried everything. You know, I done tried the patch. I done tried this. I done tried the what's the little thing that you smoke? I don't know what that little pipe is or whatever it's called. I don't know. She was like, I done tried everything and it's not working. And she claimed that she's really, really, really trying to quit, but everything she's tried is not working. So her daughter told her, she was like, isn't this like a wake-up call for you? Like, Dad, you know, we only got two parents, and he just suffered a massive stroke. You've been smoking forever. I mean, heck, you can tell in the sound of her voice when you get that smoker's voice, you know, that smoker's voice. That's them lungs. That's all that tar down here, all from the throat on down. All that tar that make you smoke like that, mess with your vocal cords and everything. But she was like, you need to quit, you know, because if I lose you, if I ever get that phone call saying you had a stroke or you had a heart attack, you know, she wouldn't know, you know, how to handle it. So Tammy, oh Lord, what do y'all think about the hypnotism session? I was hollering. Tammy was like, okay, I done tried everything. Let me try hypnosis and see if that'll work. So she scheduled a session with a hypnotist. And in that session, she was telling the lady, you know what, I'm trying to quit smoking. I done tried everything. And so the lady was like, okay, we're going to try, you know, hypnotic therapy and hypnotize you. But the funniest part was when Tammy was laying there, I'm telling you, I swear on everything, I knew she was asleep. Not sleep like hypnotized, like really like hearing everything the lady's saying and taking it all in. And the lady was like, you're not going to want cigarettes, and when you wake up, da 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 da, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, and when she was counting her back, you know, Tammy, she opened her eyes and she was like, you could tell she was not out. She was asleep. She was sleep. The lady was like, so how do you feel? How do you feel about cigarettes now? How do you feel about not smoking cigarettes? She's like, I think I fell asleep. She was like, I think I fell asleep. I'm like, yeah, you did fall asleep. You got drooling at the mouth. Her eyes was all red and stuff. Like she done slept a whole night away. I don't know if she heard anything that lady said. I mean, it was like, she was like, oh, I feel good. Yeah, about not smoking. Child. Tammy was probably lighting them cigarettes up as soon as she stepped out in that hallway before she even got out the building, because she slept through the whole session and got up like, I think I fell asleep. That lady was trying her hardest not to laugh. The hypnotherapist, she was trying so hard not to laugh. But we shall see, if this is going to work. But you know what? I'm an ex-smoker, and I've said it before on here several times. I'm an ex-smoker. My anniversary is on Halloween from when I stopped smoking, like 12 years ago. It took me a long time to stop smoking. I finally was able to do it. If there's anybody out there who is trying to get rid of that nicotine demon out your life, and you done try everything, this is what I did. I bought a pack of cigarettes, right? I bought a pack of cigarettes, and it was like, I want to say a week and a half, several weeks, something like that. A few weeks before Halloween. And I bought a pack of cigarettes. And you know how, if you're a smoker, I'm sure you done been there. If you're a smoker, I think it was buffering for a minute. I think it was buffering. But if you're a smoker, you done probably been there before where you'll buy a pack of cigarettes. You'll buy a pack of cigarettes, and then you'll buy a pack of cigarettes because it's like, okay, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit. I promise this is my last pack of cigarettes. You're telling everybody, your kids, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your family, your job, this is my last pack of cigarettes. I'm going to buy a pack of cigarettes. This is my last pack of cigarettes. A lot of smokers have been there. And after they smoke that pack of cigarettes, they might quit a day or two, and then they right back down at the convenience store or at the tobacco hut buying another pack of cigarettes. So, this is what I did after trying so many times to quit. I bought a pack of cigarettes, and what I did was I weaned myself off that pack. This was like a couple of weeks before Halloween. Like 12 years ago. And what I did was, when I got up first thing in the morning, because if you're a smoker, you know, first thing in the morning, that first cigarette on the way to the bathroom, you wake up, you reach over for that pack of cigarettes and that lighter, and you on your way to the restroom. That first cigarette in the morning is everything. So, what I did was, I smoked a half a cigarette in the morning, and then I would put it out. Either that, or I would get dressed, I would get my coffee, I would run out the door, and I would smoke that half a cigarette on the way to work. So either I did it at home, or I smoked the half on the way to work. Then I would put it out, and I would put it back in the pack, and I would go all day long with no cigarette until late that night, right before I went to bed. So I would do everything possible that day, whether it was crunching on something, some peanuts, chewing on some gum, just trying to stay busy. I had just started working with my little dance team back then, my hip hop line dance team back then. So that kept me busy a lot, and performances and all that. Basically trying to keep yourself entertained somehow, and then at nighttime I would smoke that other half of that cigarette. Basically, I did that every day till that pack was gone. A half in the morning and a half before I went to bed at night. That's how I weaned myself off of cigarettes. And it worked. It worked. By the time I got close to the end of the pack, I'm telling you, I had the most foul taste in my mouth. It was so horrible. It was so horrible. I wanted to vomit. I was choking, gagging. It was working. And by the time Halloween came, it was Halloween that year, and I had got out the car and I had lit the other half of the cigarette that I had left, because I'm like, I'm not gonna wait till nighttime for this cigarette. This is the last one. I didn't even think I could smoke that cigarette because of how sick it was making me from the last few ones that I had. But I smoked it because I'm like, I told myself I'm gonna smoke this last pack of cigarettes, and then I'm gonna put that cigarette out, and that's gonna be it. And I smoked that last pack of cigarette, that last half a cigarette. I smoked it, I threw it out in the street, and I took my kids trick-or-treating. I almost threw up all over that curb. I mean, the taste was just like, it was unbearable. It was unbearable. And so I threw it away, and I took my kids trick-or-treating, and I swear that was the last pack of cigarettes I had 12 years ago. So I tell people sometimes the patch don't work. Sometimes this don't work. Cold turkey don't work. Try weaning yourself off. That taste, I'm telling you, about to have me in the hospital by the time I finish that pack of cigarettes. So yeah, half a day, 1 cigarette a day, half in the morning, half at night before you go to bed. Do that on your last pack, and I swear by it. Ugh, it was horrible. But yes, Candace, I used to smoke. Shoot, I used to smoke other stuff too. Nothing now to have you shaking on the corner though, or giving up your rent money. Nothing like that now. Shoot, nothing like that now. Matter of fact, I started off smoking Black and Milds. When we used to stay on 4-8 in the towers. When we used to stay on 4-8 in the towers, that's when I started smoking Black and Milds. And I remember my dad used to tell me when we was growing up, because we used to hate, he used to smoke in the house, in the car, everywhere. He was smoking everywhere, and we used to hate it. Like, Dad, please stop smoking. We can't stand the smell. You in the back of the car and the smoke coming back hitting you in the face. And he was like, let me tell you one thing. Don't you ever smoke 1 cigarette. Because if you smoke even 1 cigarette, you're going to want another one and another one. And you're going to be thinking, oh, you can't get addicted. You can just put it down. Whatever. I should have listened to him. Because one time I used to smoke blacks. And I had ran out of black. And everybody around me had cigarettes. And I was like, I'm contemplating. I really want a black. It's late at night. I don't want to go to the store. Everybody around me smoking cigarettes. They smoke blacks too, and we was kicking it, drinking, just having a good old time. And I wanted me something to smoke. So I was like, can I borrow a cigarette? And you know what, Candace? I think who I borrowed it from was Alice. I'm pretty sure that's who I borrowed it from. Either Alice or Elaine. And so I borrowed a cigarette. And I swear to God, I was like, oh my God, it wasn't too bad. Coming from Black and Milds to a cigarette, it wasn't too bad. And then I was like, oh, I can get 20 of these in a pack. And the blacks only come like, what were they, like 5 in a pack or something like that? I was like, I get 20 of these in a pack. And I get, I'm like, dang, the price. I was weighing the price difference and how many I get in there and all that. I was at the store like the next day buying a pack of cigarettes. And then 15 years later, I was still smoking some cigarettes. And then after trying to quit over and over and over and over and over and over and over, I tried weaning myself off. And that was one of the main reasons why I tried to wean myself off, was because it started affecting my breathing. And on top of that, it was affecting my budget because the price kept going up every single year. And once them cigarettes got like around $5, because when I started smoking, they were cheap. Like, I don't know, $2.50, $3. Then by the time I quit, they was like almost $6 or something like that. I'm like, shoot. Mama needs her coins. So, it had a benefit in my health and it had a benefit in my pockets. But yeah, that weaning off, it really helped me. Half a cigarette a day, half a cigarette at night. Wean yourself off your last pack, and it helped me. So, y'all can try it if y'all trying to quit. Y'all can try it and let me know if it works. But yeah, so if anybody knows Tammy personally, or Tammy, if you come across this YouTube channel, try it and let me know if it works. And if it does, girl, call me and have me on the show and tell that therapist that stuff you tried didn't work, but that stuff Tanya Primetime told me worked. So now who's the real therapist? But yeah, you're right, Candace. Budget and Cameron, you said nothing that have you on a cone. You know what I mean? You tell somebody you used to smoke, and the first thing they like, what did you smoke? They be giving you that side eye, like, child, ain't nothing but no cigarettes and no black. It's just Black and Milds and cigarettes now. You said my mother would tell me she didn't have no money, and I was saying to myself, you have money? Yes, yes. Trust me. Trust me, Miss Naturally Norlands. I say the same thing about people. I swear. I mean, I ain't like said it in nobody's face. I ain't really had the opportunity to tell somebody in somebody's face, because I ain't really never had that situation where somebody's, where I ask somebody for some money and they say no or nothing like that. But I done seen people say, I need to borrow. I didn't have people borrow money from me. I need to borrow this. I need to borrow for this. I need this. I need gas. I need whatever they needing. And I'm like, they pulling cigarettes out their pocket like, oh, but you got $7 to spend on them new pimps. Is that what they still call them, Candace? Remember we used to call them new pimps back in the day? Do they still call Newports new pimps? That's what we used to call them back in the day. I'm like, but you can spend $7-8 on a pack of new pimps, but you can't put no gas in your car. You can't put no gas in your car. And I was one of those people, shoot, I smoke cigarettes. I spent my money wisely. I made sure my bills paid. I might have kicked it every weekend, because back then, hey, we used to kick it every weekend. And I had my cigarettes, and I would buy me enough pack of cigarettes to last throughout the weekend. And when people would hit me up for some can I please borrow? You got a quarter? No, I ain't got no quarter. But you ain't got no quarter? I'm sorry. I don't give away no new pimps for free. I'm sorry. I know it's just a cigarette and it's bad for both of us. But if I got to pay for them, you got to pay for them. Shoot. Right. $10 in Minneapolis. That's crazy. That's crazy. If you can buy a pack of new pimps, aka Newports, then you should be able to buy some gas to go in your car. Okay? Put them cigarettes down and you bum off of somebody for the next week or so. So you can put some gas in that car. I was like, heck no. But anyway, that's what I try. So y'all let me know if it works. Anybody who's trying to quit cigarettes, let me know. Hit me back and let me know if it works. But yeah, Tammy, I had a feeling that after that hypnotherapy session, I have a feeling that she went right back out there. And I don't know what Tammy smoked, but Tammy looked like a new pimp smoker. She looked like she smoked some new pimp, some Newports, or maybe some Cools. She looked like she smoked some Cools or some Newports. But anyway, good luck with her, because I know she seemed like she really, really want to quit, especially, when she saw how her daughter was affected from, their father, Kenny, being sick and being ill, and then seeing their mother, And again, you can tell when people smoke cigarettes for a long time, that voice changes. Shoot, my voice had changed back then too. Candace, you remember we used to sing in the choir all the time? I can still hold a note now. Don't get me wrong. I can still hold a note. But my throat was affected. My vocal cords was affected after, I smoked for many years with cigarettes. But after I quit, you slowly, your vocal cords start getting better again. And you can breathe better again, and everything tastes different. I'm like, doggone it. This what a Snicker tasted like? I'm like, dang, I done forgot what an apple really tasted like. Your taste buds be like, it's like your taste buds get like you rejuvenated or something, and everything tastes good. Like everything tastes like 10 times better, and you don't realize it from years of smoking cigarettes that you're losing your taste buds. And because you have that tar and that, in your mouth and on your tongue and on the inside of your mouth. But yes, honey child, yes, everything tasted 10 times better once I got that nicotine and that tar started leaving my system. But yeah, I'm glad I did it. Thank you, Lord, for being smoke free. Thank you, Lord. Woo. Woo. Y'all, some of y'all who smoke, y'all understand the feeling being smoke free. But anywho, about about Evelyn. And what I've been noticing, that everybody in Cali wants to be in the reefer business, in the weed business. including Evelyn. But her reefer comes in a skin cream, like exfoliators, cleansers, moisturizers, eye creams, basically the stuff that most ladies use for their skincare, but it has reefer in it. Not real reefer, but some type of reefer oils or fragments or something like that. But it's supposed to be a great product. It's natural. It's from the earth. It's from the earth. But not only that, but it's supposed to help, with your joints if you're suffering from any joint pain, any joint issues, which was how Evelyn got turned onto it, because she said her doctor had told her sometimes joint pains and things like that, sometimes it can be caused by things that you put on your body too, like your skincare creamers, your lotions, your all that kind of stuff. So she decided to start a skincare line, which included some reefer. And y'all probably ain't heard the word reefer in I don't know how long. Yeah, it got some hemp in it. That's what the old folks used to call it, some reefer back in the day. But she had invited, the ladies to the event. She invited, Shawnee, Kristen, Cece, OG, Jackie, and that new chick, Evelyn's new friend. And also, who else did she invite? Oh, she invited Malaysia. She said she wasn't going to invite Tammy. And she wasn't going to, Tammy and Evelyn isn't quite, back to where they used to be yet. I'm hoping they will be eventually, because they were really good friends too. And of course, why Jen ain't there. Okay. But at the event, Kristen, she has shared with Malaysia, Cece has shared with Malaysia and Kristen about how her doctor has saw some kind of mass like in her uterus area, and so she's going to be having a biopsy. And she seemed, pretty worried. She was letting them know she was pretty worried, which is normal for any woman to be worried. And I'm thinking, okay, whatever Malaysia's doing, trying to get Kristen and Cece back in a good space for the sake of the whole entire family, I'm thinking this must be working, because Kristen offered her support. She seemed to show genuine care. She told Cece if she needed her to go to her appointments, she would be there for her to support her. And then here comes OG. And I guess OG has been in Cece's ear about Kristen. Saying she's not real. She thinks she's fake. She don't think she's really good for her. Whoop, 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 whoop. But it's obvious that Cece has also been in OG's ear. Why is Cece up there faking the funk, acting like everything is good with her and Kristen, in front of everybody. It's like, oh, we're working things out, and we're trying to, we're taking baby steps, but we're getting there, and we're talking, and woo woo woo, making the rest of the group think they cool. But then behind everybody's back, she's telling OG a whole different story. How she can't stand her and all this other stuff. She's fake and she's a fraud and she's, woo woo woo. And I'm like, see, that's what I be talking about. Even family members can't even just be 100 to their own family members. Like, you lying, acting like you really like the person, but then behind their back you hate them and woo 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 woo. But was it OG's? Was it her place to do what she did? A lot of people is upset because of what OG did. As far as, putting Kristen on blast in front of everybody, in front of the ladies that was there, OG started going off on Kristen, talking about she needs to stop being fake. She needs to stop being fraudulent. Talking about how she borrows clothes and shoes and all this kind of stuff from Cece, and like she ain't got her own money, or like she needs, she needs a different image, or she's trying to fake her image or whatnot. Talking about her whole image is fake. And then it kind of all started making sense. Like, when OG mentioned how Kristen and Thomas's relation to Byron was fake, or not, they weren't blood. Like, Kristen and Thomas are not real Scots. I didn't know this, and I don't know how many of the ladies on the show knew this, but I'm thinking, if Byron possibly, when he was with Thomas's mother, if he possibly adopted him, for him to get, the last name or whatever, if he adopted Thomas and gave him his last name, then he is a Scot, right? I mean, maybe not by blood, maybe not by DNA, but definitely in the eyes of the law, he's a Scot. And for general purposes, when you adopt a child and their name change, you are part of them. That means you can be included in the will automatically, last names and stuff like that, unless, they just put you out the will and leave the money to somebody else. But I didn't understand why Kristen was so distraught and upset about it. Like, okay, so your husband isn't really a Scot, so that isn't his real father, so that's his stepdad, when he maybe adopted him and gave him his last name. What's the big deal? I didn't get it. I didn't get why Kristen was all on the floor, why she was wilding out, having temper tantrums all on the floor. I'm like, if somebody don't get her off that floor, like, am I the only one who thought Kristen was dragging it out? Please let me know if I'm just like, I'm like, and then it's like, okay, before all that, when Malaysia was asking OG why she had a stank face, when Malaysia had asked Cece, how's everything going between you and Kristen, and Malaysia was asking OG, like, why you got a stank face? Why you looking all like, and I'm like, okay, you didn't see Cece's own face? Like, Cece was sitting up there like somebody just put some bad taste in her mouth when she mentioned Kristen's name. But I don't think Malaysia was paying attention. She was just looking at OG. But you can tell from Cece's, from her whole demeanor, her facial expression and everything, that she's really not feeling Kristen. And I'm wondering if this is why. Like, is this why Cece and Byron really, now before this season, they weren't really trying to mess with Kristen? They wasn't trying to mess with Kristen. They weren't coming around seeing they grandchildren, per se. They grandchildren. Now I got to put it in quotes. They grandchildren. And now this season, Byron wants his son to be his best man, but he didn't want Kristen to be anywhere near their wedding. It kind of makes sense, especially when Byron said, Thomas will always be my son. But that Kristen, I could care less if I ever saw her ever again in my entire life. I could care less if I never, ever seen Kristen again. And I'm thinking, that's pretty cold, Byron. That's your son's wife. That's your grandchildren's mother. That was kind of cold for him to say something like that, just because Kristen said last season that she thought him and Cece were not the best grandparents. That they weren't, they were going months and months and months without seeing their grandkids, and they only like a hop, skip, and a jump down the street from each other. But yeah, she was looking, Cece's face, her face was looking just as bad as OG's when Malaysia mentioned Kristen's name. But as far as the I guess paternal accusations there. My father, who I grew up with, was my stepdad. I can never imagine my sons one day being like, oh my God, somebody knows that my mother's father wasn't her real dad. Oh my God, woe is me. Now they know I'm not really related to my grandpa. You know, things like that. I'm like, what's the big freaking deal? I mean, that's not even like a family secret. She was making it seem like Byron cheated on his wife and had Thomas by some girl he met on the corner, or there was incest, and that's how Thomas got here. I mean, so what? I don't know. I just thought Kristen was dragging out. I'm like, if somebody don't get her off the floor, pull that girl up off the floor. She was all on the floor just, oh, like she done lost her doggone best friend, or like her child and died or something. I'm like, girl, bye. And then when they would start talking to her, it's like all the tears all of a sudden dried up, and then next thing you know, she's all over again. I'm like, Kristen, stop, please stop. But I don't know. You know how they are sometimes. Some people out there in California, in Hollywood, whatever. They try to put on a front, and I guess make it seem like they family is this or that or whatnot. But again, if he adopted Thomas and he got his last name, that's how he got his last name. He's still a Scott to me. So again, I don't see what the big issue is. But when she basically, I guess that makes Kristen not really Byron's daughter-in-law. Therefore making Kristen and Thomas's kids not really Byron's grandkids. Oh well. But again, y'all let me know if I thought Kristen was dragging it out. I thought she was entirely doing too much. When everybody found out. And then another thing, Shawnee, when she was talking to OG, she was like, that's not your place. Revealing family secrets and stuff. I'm like, why is not really being Byron's blood, son really a secret? Maybe if there's more to it, we shall find out. Maybe it's more to it than that. Maybe it's more to it than that. But right now, that's not a skeleton to me. A skeleton is something like you were molested by your father. You were, there was some incest going on, and somebody had a kid, or somebody had a kid when they was 12, or somebody was addicted to drugs, or that's like skeleton secrets to me. This right here, that's his really stepfather. Okay, anywho, but y'all let me know what y'all thought about it, and put it all in the chat. And everybody, again, thanks for tuning in tonight. The next episode comes on Tuesday, I believe. So I'm going to find out. We shall find out if it's something more to that family secret that they claiming that was, or the skeletons that fell out the closet. Make sure you guys like this video. Make sure you guys share this video if you would like. I know Jay Lather 09, he already shared the video on his community page. But if you like, share the video. Facebook, Twitter, or on your YouTube community tab. And again, don't forget to like this video before you leave out of the prime time. And you guys, tomorrow is Monday. Tomorrow we're going to discuss the have and the have-nots. I've been watching that. I've been catching up with it. It's a lot going on that show. And Candace. Yeah, we're going to talk about Candace and this money situation, that $8 million situation. So we're going to discuss that tomorrow night. So make sure you guys tune in. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you can always know when I'm going live or when I'm uploading some new videos. And till we meet again, you guys, you know how we do. In the meantime and in between time, stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out. Deuces. Good night, everyone.